Hello and welcome back to The Buzz. I'm Tiara Bree and you're watching the community segment. Today I am with Dana Darley of Combat2College. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, and it's good to see you.
Good to see you again also.
All right, so tell me a little bit about Combat2College.
So Combat2College is a veterans organization that really helps the men and women transition from service to civilian life, primarily through education and technical schools, but really with anything job placement, transitional services.
That seems like an amazing opportunity for them. What are some of the problems or things you think that are hard to transition from going from, Combat2College?
I think the main thing that they face with that transition is really just normalizing, if you will. You're going from a very structured environment to basically, what am I doing?
Exactly.
Primarily, and then when you enter back into the college world after you've been in service for anywhere from 3 to 20 years, you're facing different challenges and different life events and things that maybe an 18, 19-year-old going into college for the first time won't be facing. You may be raising a family or have one at that point. You might be thinking, oh my gosh, I'm not going to be able to keep up with these kids. It's been 10 years, 20 years since high school and I'm taking English 1 again. And just really, trying to balance full-time school and a job to support that with the GI Bill and trying to be successful in a full-time school environment.
And you said a very wide age range. I think it's 18 all the way up to, whenever they retire, they get out of the military. How hard is it, for the older people to go back to school and kind of get that help they need?
It's actually a lot harder than I ever realized. Once you're 40, trying to go back and sit in a classroom with an 18-year-old, and not all of them obviously, but they may not take it as seriously, or that's the feeling that you're getting, and you're stressing out because it's been so long since you've had to really bring back out the algebra. Pythagorean theorem died for all of us after a certain age, and then hello, here it is again, surprise. And they're required to take a certain full schedule of classes to maintain the bill, and you can't just take a semester and then if you feel overwhelmed with your personal life, take one off, work full-time, and then go back. No, you have X amount of time. You need to be done by here or you can lose your funding.
Wow, I had no idea. And how did this Combat2College come about, or how did you get involved with the organization?
I personally got involved because I lost one of my best friends to suicide. From the fact that he actually just couldn't handle that transition. For him, it was, I loved what I did. I got injured. They no longer needed me. It was honorable discharge, but here I am. What do I do? He tried the pyramid marketing. You're just trying to fill that because you go from an established, I'm making a great living, I have no real concerns as far as my livelihood and supporting myself, to being a newbie, basically barely being able to get an entry-level job. I mean, even from a civilian standpoint, can you imagine being laid off and being told, like, I'm really sorry, but you're basically going to have to go cook at a restaurant until you can get done with school or get a career, because what they're doing in the service does not translate to civilian life. So their skill set, although strong, and they're typically hard workers, dedicated, structured individuals that would make amazing employees, it doesn't always receive that way, and they end up having to start all over. It's hard on the pride, hard on the ego, and mixed with a million other things, you really get a combination of them ultimately losing hope. So we're here to say there is hope, you can do it. You will be successful. There are plenty of companies out there that would love to have you. Here's where you find them.
And so many people are, I'm sure, happy that you all provide those services and give them that sense of hope and, being needed, because they definitely do. And I don't feel like many people realize how hard it is with that transition and coming back and all the emotions that you brought up. What is something that you want people to know about, the military transition, or one thing about Combat2College?
Combat2College is a completely volunteer organization. I feel like that's extremely important because it's really just a group of people saying we care enough to help you have hope again, to change your life. What I want people to know, the general public, about these men and women who serve our country, they're putting their life on the line for things we take for granted every single day. They do not deserve to come out and lose hope. They deserve to come out and have the community just behind them saying, thank you so much for what you're doing. Thank you so much for the things I don't have to worry about every day. Here's what we want to do for you. We want you to succeed. We want you to, thrive in the community. And most of them want to have positions that give back. Most of them want to go to first responder school, EMT, firefighters, police, and that's not always covered by the GI Bill either, which is what a lot of people don't understand.
Exactly.
They have free school, but it's only free school within parameters. So, hug a vet, tell them you love them, do something, volunteer. My main mission is to get as many people involved with giving their time back, if not to us, to something you do believe in.
Exactly. Well, Dana, thank you so much for what you're doing in the community and for our military. If people do want to get involved and they want to volunteer or just want some more information, where could they find you?
They can find us on all social media fronts, Combat2College on Facebook, Combat2College.official on Instagram, and then our website is just www.combat2college.org.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Dana, for joining us.
Thank you.
And thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you next time at The Buzz.